All right, class. Today we're going to talk about conditionals and biconditionals. Just two ideas for the day. Conditional statements. Conditional statements, you're going to see this as the symbol for it. It looks like an arrow going in one direction. And it's symbolized by the words if, then. The most important thing, actually, before we get to that, the conditional statements have some vocabulary associated with them. So you'll see stuff like this. This is like a logic statement. Q is going to be represented, P is going to be represented by some like sentence or statement, Q by another. P is going to be called the hypothesis. It's also called the antecedent. Q is going to be called the conclusion. And it's also called the consequent. And so we're going to look at conditional statements in a truth table. Let's set our truth table up. P, Q, P, then Q. Oops. We're just gonna fill out P and Q. It's always what they go. You know, it starts out true, true, false, false, and then Q is going to be true, false, true, false. But if P then Q is going to be a little tricky. So we started off our conversation by talking about like doctor shows and things like that. So conditionals are really, really particular. They're not as easy as like the conjunctions and disjunctions. The best way to think of them is in terms of being a doctor. So you go see JD, right? And you say, JD, I'm not feeling so good. He looks at you and he says, don't worry, take this medicine. If you take this medicine, then you will feel better. So P is going to be what? If you take the medicine. And then Q is going to be what? Then you will feel better. Okay, so obviously if you take the medicine and you feel better, did JD tell you the truth? Yeah, man, yeah, he absolutely told you the truth. Now, what happens if you go to JD and JD tells you, you take the medicine and you don't get better? Did JD tell you the truth? No, he lied to you. You see that? That's messed up. You know what happens if a doctor lies to you? They get sued. Is anybody's parents doctors? One reason that you have to go to school for so long and be really great at school is because you pretty much have to be right almost all the time. And if you don't know what you're talking about and you're a doctor, then you have to basically say that. I'm not sure. I think somebody else should take care of you. Right, Ben? Okay. So anyways, so you go to JD, and JD prescribes you the medication, right? But you don't take it, but you feel better. Did JD lie to you? No, he didn't lie to you. He told you if you took the medicine you'd feel better, right? But it just so happens your body can cure colds on its own. So the question is, did JD lie to you? No. So it turns out this is a true statement. Okay? All you're deciding is whether JD lied to you. And finally, if you don't take the medicine and you don't feel better, did JD lie to you? No, he did not lie to you. So that's conditionals. They're a weird bunch, and let's write what we learned from this. Right? What did we learn? So conditionals are only false when a true hypothesis leads to a false conclusion. That's it. Yeah, we're going to talk about biconditionals now. So biconditionals go in both directions, hence the words bi or to. And they're symbolized by the words if and only if. Let's set up our truth table. Let's take a look at them. Whoops, let's use a bit of a different color. true, true, false, false. That's how these always go. Q always goes true, false, true, false. And then we're going to try and figure this out. Sorry. So biconditionals are true only when P and Q are both true or both false. So this would be true, whereas these two in the middle would be false. And then weirdly enough, that last one is going to be true. Guys, we're going to do some practice right now. We're going to do some practice. So guys, take a look at, we're on page 5. Page 5. Take a hot second and fill out number 8. Also take a hot second and fill out 9B.